you now.
Right, let's zoom in on this pretty face.
Am I shiny?
You are no. I can't even show you, but you look amazing. I wouldn't do that. Right, October Red Boxing. Let's make sure this is not too loud. Yeah, October Red Boxing here with the lovely Shannon Ryan, the professional, and I'm going to say future face of British boxing as well. So good to have you back. How are you doing?
I'm really well, and I'm just so glad to be back. It's come round super quick.
Super quick. I want to talk about you literally appearing everywhere. Sky Sports, Boxer, reposting your podcast. Talk to us a little bit about that and how that started.
Yeah, hats off to my team and Ben Shalom as well. Exposure is what you need in this game. Boxing's a business, and I'm on a really good platform, Sky Sports and Boxer. But you also need the social media part as well, and that's what before I started boxing, that's what I knew you needed, and I'm just trying to grab that wherever I can.
How is it working with your team and Boxer and making sure that, you do get the right exposure, because you are new in the sport, and sometimes when fighters are new in the sport, they don't get that exposure. I know that you're quite forthright, and I know that you will push to get what you want, but for our viewers, say for some young fighters coming, what is that mentality that they have to make sure that they're getting that exposure that they need?
You've got to be strong-willed and kind of know what you want. People ask me, do I switch off? And I'm like, no, because I'm always working for what is next. I have a vision of my career, and I think my first 2 fights were at Wembley, the OVO. My third one's at the O2. I've had a vision, not that I envision that as such, but where my career is now, incredible in a year. So where is it going to be in the next year is amazing to think of.
And it's having that ambition and determination to keep pushing forward, even as a new fighter. Like I said, you can see on your top, this O2 is something of significance to you in your personal life and moving into your professional life as well. I'll never forget the last time we spoke, you said that you were working with them and you nearly got the sack, and then you ended up getting promoted. Something about those lows and those highs that you always kept pushing through and always came out good in the end.
Yeah, I think you have to go through these challenges, the trials and tribulations, and I went and watched The Woman King, the film, and the little girl just reminded me of myself, and I was just sat there crying because every challenge that she faced, she overcame it, and she just wanted to be noticed. And I felt that's what I've done my whole life, is not just try and be noticed, but I know where I can get to, and it's trying to be seen by the brands, the companies, and seize the opportunities to get yourself out there.
It's a good point that you've made there, because how do you maintain, say for example, you know what you're worth, you know what you're capable of, but how do you maintain that balance? Because sometimes you probably just want to, run for the hills, take on absolutely every challenge, but you've got to have the right people around you to guide you. We've heard it so often recently that sometimes boxers, fighters need to be protected from themselves.
Yeah, I think my biggest thing is time and life. I'm really big on freedom, I'm really big on time, and I'm 26 in December, I'm gonna...
Don't look a day over 18.
And you got to put it realistically, like, I'm going to have a family one day, and boxing is a short career, so it's take whatever you can and go after whatever you can and just have that drive and determination.
And it's sort of like a rewind, 'cause like I said, we spoke last time at the presser. This time, how's it? Because this time, it actually feels like this is going to take place. There isn't anything that's going to stop it. Those last 2 weeks in boxing were absolutely bonkers, not just for Sky Sports Boxer, but obviously for Matchroom and DAZN as well. How's it feel to be here in this moment, this close again to the fight on Saturday night?
Yeah, it's incredible. There's a lot going on Saturday. You've got the Cambosis fight, Devin Haney, you've got the Matchroom show in Australia as well. But I just think all eyes are going to be on here, if I'm completely honest. It's a historic event. You've got the young females, the older females, the men, the young boys. They're all going to be watching, I truly believe. And to be a part of that is incredible. And just to have so many eyes on, whether that's just my fight or the main event, they're watching this card, which will make such an impact to others in the future.
I missed yesterday's events, and how was that? Because I think was it Alicia and Michaela that kicked off or something? What happened with that? Because I didn't even see it. I only saw it online. How was it? How was the atmosphere?
Yeah, that was separate. But that was just closed off, I believe, maybe just their team. I watched it back though, so it was very heated. But the actual event was okay. It was just like interviews and just kind of mingling around. And I think it was just a way to kind of kickstart the event again, which I believe it has done. And I believe Saturday night on October 15th will be even better than what it would have been September 10th.
Performances, and I'm one of these, you've almost done sort of like a second mini camp, even though I know you live in the gym. So do not take that as any disrespect at all. Everything happens for a reason. How has that continuation of training gone over the couple of weeks that you've had to like catch up and prepare for Saturday?
I'm sharp right now. I am hitting them pads solid. Yeah, I think all the females should be in the same position. They've had 5 extra weeks to prepare. It's been a long camp. I was training 4 weeks before we actually got the date. So for me, this has been extremely long. But I feel like we let my body get back to a state and we peaked back up. And right now I'm better than what I would have been on 5 weeks ago.
There's rumbles, and I speak to people around boxing, and they've said that you have got a devastating left hook. Talk to me about that. And are we going to see that on Saturday? I've heard that you've been taking people out with that left hook in the amateurs. I'll say that.
Yeah, so the left hook is my speciality. We've been working on it and trying to get it a lot stronger. I need to set up the shots a lot more, and I feel if it's not working, move to something else. But yeah, the left hook is definitely my money shot.
Your opponent's still the same? There's been no change with your opponent?
Yeah, no change, which I'm happy about because she does come to have a go. Swings a bit wild, but again, I'm still early on in my career, but I'm glad it's the same opponent, same mindset, not had to change anything.
How do you find that then when you're a pure boxer, I'd say that, you're really good with the boxing skill. How do you then, as a fighter, draw them into your fight? If, say, for example, they're just windmilling or they're left wide open, how do you use that to your advantage?
Yeah, I feel like I'm good at establishing my jab early on. I feel like they underestimate my power. I believe my last opponent, Gemma Rueg, definitely underestimated me. I think when I hit her with a solid jab, I think it was game over from then. Just wanted to run around the ring. So yeah, I'm going to establish my jab early on and just be ready to roll, duck, use my defence, set up my attacks a lot more, use a lot of feints to allow her to throw, and then I'll fire back.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is pure boxing skill. Shannon, I know that you've got to get ready to go into the cinema settings for the press conference. I am really looking forward to when you move up that table and it's you then going for titles as well, just so I can see that spicy side of you that I know resides in there and it's dying to come out.
Yeah, do you know, I am ready to have the heated conversations. They sell fights, I'm watching. This is my learning experience. Being here is learning, so I'm seeing the co-main and the main event go at it, and there's real needle there. Do I have any real need with anyone right now? No. But if someone's got what I want, I'm going to get that. So however that may be, we'll see when the time comes, but I truly believe it will present itself.
I think the competition, as you move through your career and you start to collect that momentum, the wins, the style of fight that you've got, I think that's going to come anyway. People are going to start to watch you. There's people that are watching you now that may not be saying anything. And that your opponent that you fought, you just mentioned that, isn't she fighting Shannon Courtney?
They fought back in 2019. Yeah, then my opponent had a bit of a layoff, and then she dropped. She had one in April, dropped down in weight, and then we're fighting. Yeah.
Okay. It's just good margins to see where you are based on the other female fighters. But listen, I could talk forever about this. I'm going to let you go. Shannon Ryan, Team Ryan, all the way. All the best on Saturday night, and I'll speak to you soon.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.